Okay, so here's a curiosity. Why didn't I get a intro screen there? I am testing, as you could tell, I'm testing out our new live show, our new studio, new location. I'm not sure I'm liking this. I mean, I like the scene, I like the setup, but this is why I wanted to test this. I want to see if we're actually getting, according to my preview and my program, I don't see any of this light here. But according to what I'm looking at through StreamYard, I do see some pretty significant light streams. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this copy, let's call it, over to here. I'm going to switch to camera 4, and I'm going to go through. This is really a test to see how the internet, the lighting. Tomorrow we have a big show, and this is a introduction to that show tomorrow. We're probably going to. We're more than likely, to be confirmed still, but we are more than likely going to be. I remember my shirt. This is my life now. Eat, sleep, podcast, repeat, brother. My son Austin gave, well, his and Emma, his father, their family gave me part of my birthday last year in June. They gave me this shirt because probably one of the best birthday presents I've ever had. I can't get over this shirt. I love it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start getting some merch at some point as we grow. I obviously want to be able to have people come and enjoy different things. We want to start TED Talks. I'm still trying to work on this radio thing, which is a little frustrating because I don't know. I don't know if it's just the guy or the industry, but people say they want something and then they don't respond. It is what it is. So let's go back to this, okay? I am not on the camera, so that's a good thing as always. This isn't another live stream. This is our program here. This is about rebuilding the great middle class. Join us for a powerful episode tomorrow with me and my co-host, Emma Lynn, obviously, and Simon will be joining us, who is somebody who works within the L-EAF program for lab pilots, meaning pilots. What we're beginning here in Mangum is a pilot. The reason we're here in Mangum is because it's small enough to be manageable and large enough to be scalable, which I'm very excited about. As that goes, we're potentially working together with several of our past guests. I mean, it seems like every guest that comes on wants to build on their experience with us here at the show, which is an honor, and it's an exciting thing that people aren't just like, "Oh, thank you very much," and walk away. I mean, I'm constantly getting emails and descriptions of how our guests, our audience, are just blowing people away because it's you that make this show. It's very exciting, and that's what really is spawning this whole teen voice project. I'm right here right now. What you'll hear on this next episode, on the episode tomorrow, we're going to talk a lot about Pro Box Partners. We're going to talk about co-founding L-EAF Lab. This is what Simon's all about. You see Simon's name here. He's been on the show. You can go back and look. I dropped a link to that show in the description of tomorrow's show. And today did I have it? I don't think I have it in here. But anyway, Simon is the co-founder of the L-EAF Lab a company, and we'll get into more about what that is tomorrow, because this isn't about him today. Sorry, Simon, but it's not. It will be tomorrow. He is the director of Crowbox Partners and national leader in Agile classrooms and future-ready education. So in this episode, I'm going to kind of review the Teen Voice Project, safe spaces where youth speak up and are truly heard, why schools must teach life skills like mental health, problem solving, and communication, and more. I mean, we're talking finances, checking, I mean, to the point where they should be ready to go out and do some entrepreneurial stuff. And then that feeds right into Simon's program, but we'll get back to that in a second. The Regeneration School Project, it's reshaping how education and equity with equity and purpose. I love that. Real stories from teens and families demanding change. Simon's L-EAF Lab pilots, their agile learning, internships, and parent board playbooks that align with voices at the table. We're very, very, very honored that we're at least at this point in the discussions. I invited, actually, Simon wanted to come on, so I sent him a series of tasks to do, called the email Ticket to Ride. And basically all I did is, with Emma's show, I'm very protective of it because it has a direction, it has a path, it has a flow. And so when that happens, I want to make sure that people coming onto that show align with those goals and that purpose, so that we can have a much more productive and easier path to Emma's back and forth with the audience, as well as with the folks on the show itself. And here's the thing: why does this matter? Right? We're right here. Why does this matter? 70% of kids and adults face mental health challenges. That's a fact. That's not my opinion. 70%. Crazy. Schools focus on testing. They don't, they teach you how to take tests. They don't teach you or prepare you for life. And that's nobody's fault today. It's just never been the directive. And the school system has never matured, has never gravitated towards, as we get, science changes because we get smarter. Space travel changes and gets better because we get smarter. The industrial age and AI and on and on and on. All these things evolve and change because we get better. School system hasn't evolved, and it isn't keeping up with the needs of the society is much smarter than the school system. And what I mean by that is school system needs to get much smarter because it needs to keep driving what's happening out there. Most of the education out of today, I'll give you an example. I raised 5 boys, as you guys know. I probably know. I think. Well, anybody who's been on here for any time. I raised 5 boys. Okay. The last boy that I raised, in other words, the youngest, he's at Leavenworth now. No, he's not behind the bars. He's he's a MP. So he's at Leavenworth. Is he married now? I don't remember if he's married yet or still engaged. I think he's actually married, and then is having a baby. Beautiful girl that he's with. But anyway, he and I haven't been in touch for a long time. It's a whole convoluted thing, and it doesn't really matter. My only point is I raised 5 boys, and the only point I say that for is that I sent him to private schools in high school where he wanted. And in doing that, which was fortunate for him, he got a fantastic education. He went from started out freshman year in public schools, and it just wasn't good. And he's very good athlete, and and so he needed that challenge as well. But the point is, for 12, not even 12,000 a year, I think it was 11,400 and something a year, he got a beautiful. Now it was a private school, Catholic school. Got a beautiful education, opened up all kinds of doors and opportunities for him. For under $12,000 a year in Chicago, downtown Chicago. The public schools all around there and everywhere else, we spend the most of any other country in the world, right? And we're like 40th down the list of educated kids. My point is, for 40-some thousand, I think it's 44,000 a year. That's what it costs to have kids in public schools, and they're horrible. They can't even. Most of them cannot read the age level. Math can't be done, much less this skill of life. Come on, guys. So why this matters is because of these things. Schools focus on testing, not life skills. Parents often lack guidance, leaving cycles of struggle always unbroken. So proof of concept so far for what we're doing. 500 plus direct teen parent participants on each show. This is a little outdated here. It says 2,500 live attendees across platforms as being our largest audience attended show. We've gotten a couple, well, I shouldn't say it that way. We have one show that's over 7,600. I think it's 7,800 attendees, audience members at that show. Now, that was an AI show. It was with a really big dude. And he obviously had an impact on that. But we've got multiple in the 5,000 audience members at the show. Viewers asking questions, the whole gamut. A whole bunch, over 2,000, 2,500, and so on. We'll see how tomorrow goes, because I have a feeling that's going to be one of our trend really now is really going up as far as people that are watching the shows, as well as subscribers and so forth. And please subscribe to the show, like the show. How can you help? Becoming a sponsor and a partner, you'll fuel all sorts of things, like counselors who guide students long term. Now, we're going to readjust this because I'm not so sure we're going. The sponsor thing will be there. We're going to be sending out newsletters and doing all sorts of different things moving forward. We'll get into all that. But I mean, that's what we're going to be looking for a little bit down the road, is people who can help with counselors who guide students long term. And we get into that. You've heard about it already. Meals and safe spaces for teens. Attracting them in and to get on camera. We were talking last night. Imagine this, especially the kids here in Mangum when they first start. They don't usually get at least while they're young, too far outside of their circle. I mean, the next town's 25 miles away in any direction, basically. They're going to be asking questions to people all around the world, sitting right here in this chair. Actually, that chair, right? Move that up here. And they're going to be speaking to people across the world, as well as with Emma, who lives in California. So this is really, there's really a buzz coming up around this show tomorrow. Tech to share in their voices, like I said, their voices worldwide, family and adult education. This is important. This is very important, because education for you can really build and work with the kids, but you got to have both sides taken care of. Parents need to have those same skills. We'll get into all those details later. So where this is headed, that's the exciting part right here. This is where we're rolling out together with Simon, careers mini-series, 3 episodes, school to career bridge, parent to board playbook, and Mangum pilot program. We're going to start off there. I've talked to Simon about this a few times. He may pop on kind of regular on Emma's show. Have to see how that all works. I don't know what the vibe's going to be like. Got to talk to Emma, and because there's a direction for that show that needs to be adjusted and looked at and improved on a regular basis, but it also sits pretty well within its own space, especially considering that coffee and tea time. I suggested to Simon that we do that like Monday. So we'll recap Saturdays. We'll look forward to Brandon's Tuesday series, which is life hacks, earning multiple incomes from home or wherever you want, as well as cryptocurrencies, finance, AI, on and on and on. We'll look towards that one in our series, as well as look back. The lady we had on yesterday is a grant writer. Simon and his companies are very big in grant writing for students, colleges, for college students. So here's also the watch live or come back for the replay. And these are things I just wanted to kind of address to everybody. Let's get we got 63 people on here. Hey, how you guys doing? Sorry, I haven't been watching. I can't tell. Is this? I that's why I wanted to do this. Is there something I'm going to have to do about that live? Either that, or I could just switch the camera. I've got a series of pianos. I've got a baby grand over here. I've got a stage. I've got a stand-up, an upright, I should say, piano, and I really want to be in this room because you and I both know what we're talking about with Fullerton Music Centers. So it's a great practice. I appreciate everybody being on here. I've been on for 15 minutes. Is there any questions anybody has for what we're talking about here in tomorrow's episode? I really, as I said before, subscribe, please. There should be whoever's not a subscriber at the moment, please, there should be those people subscribed into our channel. I think it's something that's well worth and well versed and well worth the effort. Yeah, so if there's no questions or anything, I appreciate you guys popping on. I think some people have some alarms that when we go on, they come and check it out. But that's really all I wanted to do with today is, and you'll see the outro here in a second because I'm out.
Before you leave, if you'd like to watch another one of the podcasts, click the first link in the description. We love having you here and we appreciate all your support.
And with that, producer Barbie and I are out.